Welcome back, everyone. The big news of Ironman Skyrim is that I am now the head of the Mages Guild. So that is victory condition 2 out of 3 done. I'm coming here to Groshub to ask about an Elder Scroll, and like everyone in the world, he gets all pissy when I ask him a question. He doesn't know anything necessarily, so he pulls out all the books he has, and the only one that seems interesting at all is Ruminations. He tells me that Septimus Signus wrote the book, but he's been missing for a while, so if I want to know anything, I'm going to have to head up north to his little hideaway here on the ice. Well, that was easy. Alright, so here at Septimus Signus' outpost, I find out that this dude is stark raving mad. He does, however, point me in the direction of an Elder Scroll, but he wants a transcription of it on a Dwarven Rumicon, Lexicon? I don't even know what it is. So, he sends me down into Blackreach, which is underneath Tower Mizark. Actually, it's kind of complicated. Anyway, all you need to know is it's a little bit south and west of here. Now, I fast travel to Sarthal because it's the closest spot I've got, but a dragon pops up, and it's actually a ferocious blood dragon, which promptly, just flies away when it gets the chance. I don't know why dragons do this sometimes, and usually they fly back, but the blood dragon actually just flies away, and then I wait for about an hour in-game time, but it just never shows up. So on my way to these dwarven ruins that will give me access to Blackreach, I hit up Alfton's ruined tower, just because I ended up being below it. It's pretty standard, it's shorter than most dwarven ruins, and it is just trap heavy. So here in Alfton, we go through yet another dwarven ruin, and we kill a Khajiit, which is kind of interesting. And we're stuck fighting all sorts of mechanical monsters, which are weak to lightning. Thank goodness I'm a mage. As usual, there are a whole bunch of locked doors, there are a whole bunch of places to go through. If you've seen one dwarven ruin, you've seen them all. This one does have a bit of a story behind it, which is kind of interesting, but really all you need to know is that eventually we run into Falmer. Like I said, most dwarven ruins are sort of a sandwich. There's the dwarven section, then you hit Falmer, and then you hit more dwarven, usually a dwarven boss. Oh, there are still 2 people alive. I forgot about this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna solve this dispute. Man, I'm such a good peacemaker. And so apparently, he gave me what I needed to activate these dwarven mechanisms, which is pretty neat. I forgot he did that. And really, this is one of the most notable places in all of Skyrim. This is the section that convinced me I actually really loved this game. This is an unbelievably beautiful area. I know it sounds kind of strange to hear, but it is just crazy. You get a mission to harvest about 30 Crimson Nirnroot, and normally that would be a pain in the ass, but you know what? I'm not even mad, because this place is just so awesome to look at. But it does take a long time to get them. You'll probably be in here if you're looking. I mean, even the rocks look cool. If you're looking to get all the Crimson Nirnroot, it'll probably take you about an hour and a half, but eventually I head up to Tower Mizark and expect a long dungeon, but actually it's pretty simple. I just insert the lexicon, I push buttons as they open, and then boom, Elder Scroll. Well, maybe a couple more buttons. Really, you just push them as the button opens up. Very fancy. See, why can't your Dwarven Centurions work as well as this machine, you guys? The Dwarven Centurions are just stupid. Okay, so I grabbed the lexicon, and now I'm going to grab the Elder Scroll so I can read it at the time wound, or whatever Parthenax called it. And before I do anything else, I'm actually going to head back up to Septimus Signus and give him that lexicon. This will trigger another quest with Septimus Signus where he'll ask me to collect a whole bunch of blood from the different races so we can synthesize some Dwemer blood. Heomis Mora doesn't sit too well with that though, so he's gonna put a stop to that. Anyway, I come back to the ruins I was just at to grab most of the blood I need. The only blood I'm missing now is Dark Elf blood, so I travel to Windhelm with the intent to murder someone, but I just don't have it in me as it turns out. In fact, I end up helping Malborn. He's the one who helped me get into Thalmor Embassy a couple episodes back. He thinks he's being pursued by a Thalmor assassin, and as it turns out, he is right. This Khajiit is totally an assassin. And he's dead now. What? What are you doing, dragon? This has been the most bizarre dragon AI game ever, really. So it occurs to me I know exactly where I can find a dead Dark Elf. The Galador legend has a mission where a Dark Elf was hunting, actually, the you know, the Galador amulet. And he's dead there, so I'm going to fast travel to the abandoned shack and walk over there and just drain his corpse, I guess. It's kind of macabre. Anyway, along the way, though, I have, these are called soldiers, supposedly, but they're just bandits dressed up. But one of them is a Dark Elf, and apparently he rolls head over heels. Never noticed that before. They're actually a pretty challenging fight, and interestingly enough, the mage is most challenging when she's using a dagger, so I don't know why that was as close as it was, but that's the way it is. Like I said, this soldier wound up being a Dark Elf, so I just harvest the blood, and I observe his bizarreness. Even so, I'm still right here, and I wanted to get the Galador amulet before I fought Alduin anyway, so I'm going to head on down into the ruins and investigate the legend of the Galador amulet. Thanks everyone for joining me, and I will see you next time.